This time I'll call the Budget and Purchasing Committee workshop to order and ask Ashley to please do roll call.
Kirby? Here. Lewis? Here. Mitchell?
Here.
Moon? Here. Samples? Here. You have a quorum.
I'll ask now that the emergency announcement be given.
Before we get started, let me read the emergency evacuation procedures. In the event of an emergency evacuation, an alarm will sound. Everyone should exit the building by way of the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you have reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building and quickly proceed away from the building. Please be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles.
This time I'll ask if there's any public input on items on the agenda. Seeing none, we'll move on to D, purchasing. D1, sole source purchases, that's for information only. Item D2 is awarded bids, that's also information only. Does anybody have any questions or anything that they want to discuss on that? Okay. Item D3, resolution declaring surplus. Teresa, would you like to come up?
Thank you. Yes, D3 is a resolution declaring real property surplus. That is the old Miser Station Community Center with 1 acre of land. That is no longer being used as a community center, and it has been reverted to Blount County as the owner. And due to liability issues and also hopefully for some revenue, we would like to declare that property surplus and sell it by seal bid or public auction.
Do I hear a motion to pass this on? Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Go.
Teresa, I talked to these people about 2 years ago. Have they gave up the ideal of trying to raise all that money to redo it and all that stuff? So they've decided to
Yes.
do away with it?
The trustees have relinquished that. There's been a reverter of property is actually the paperwork that was completed on it. So that has reverted to Blount County as the owner.
Okay, so they did do that?
Yes.
All right, thanks so much.
Mr. Chairman. Go ahead. Does the commission, county legislative body, have to accept this property back before it can be surplus? Is there any environmental, is there any reason that?
We have to take it back the minute it's not used. The minute they're not using it for a community center, it automatically reverts back to us. And I know where you're going with that question.
Can you check and make sure that we can accomplish and cure, if that's a requirement or a need, we can cure that or meet that need within this resolution by a simple amendment at the agenda meeting? But I would respectfully ask that we do a check and see if that's an I to be dotted or a T to be crossed.
I'll ask the attorney to be at the meeting.
Thank you.
Okay. Need to vote on that. I'll ask for a roll call vote.
Kirby? Yes. Lewis? Yes. Mitchell?
Yes.
Moon?
Yes.
Samples? Yes. Motion's passed.
Okay, item 4, resolution authorizing the use of a cooperative purchasing agreement. Teresa, you want to just roll into
Yes.
that one?
I just want to reiterate that this is just a tool for our department to obtain the best value for products or services. We would still do our due process and comparison of a current contract versus a cooperative versus a state contract. So it's just a tool to allow us to get the needed services or products at the best value.
At this time, I'll ask for a motion to pass this on to the commission. Have a motion and a second. Discussion? Go ahead.
Passed not too long ago for you to go out and co-op with some other stuff.
Yes, we passed that, it's been a few years back.
So
I
it's
think.
a,
So
is it yearly or 2 yearly type deal, or?
No, this one does not have any date requirements on it. I think the other one had some dates. It was a particular cooperative, and it had
Okay.
dates on it. So this would allow us to use cooperatives as long as we confirm that they have done the process that we would normally handle in a competitive bid situation.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? I'll ask for roll call vote, please.
Kirby? Yes. Lewis? Yes. Mitchell?
Yes.
Moon? Yes. Samples? The motion's passed.
Item 5, the resolution authorizing the lease of office copiers.
Yes, that is a statewide contract, a Tennessee contract. We have just met with all of our departments and determined their needs, and these are the copiers they would like to lease off of this state contract. I will point out that we have had quite a bit of savings. It's amounting to $8,000 on the annual lease for these copiers. So we are getting a pretty good savings on this, on looking at the state contract. And we have done a comparison also, excuse me, to a purchase versus this lease. And of course, on the purchase, it amounted to, over the 5-year term, just $333 additional if we lease these. However, this lease is full maintenance, and it includes all this consumables that we would have, except for paper. So that amounts to just $5.55 a month over the whole lease term. And you don't have the maintenance. If you bought it yourself and the equipment should go down, you do not have maintenance on. They would come and replace your copier at no cost and bring you the latest version. So it keeps you from because we've had an incident that a copier just within 3 years would be on the blink, and they didn't have the equipment to fix it. So you would be stuck with a copier that was not working and have to have a lump sum amount to purchase a new one. Whereas you're leasing, you just you're able to get an upgrade and at no charge just continue your maintenance on it. So it's turned out to be an effective way for us to get our copiers.
I have a motion, and do I have a second? Okay. Any other discussion? Commissioner Kirby?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On the 5-year lease, is that correct, Teresa?
Yes, I do want to point out, if for some reason we do not get funds encumbered or allotted for that amount, we can ask that the copiers be returned.
Okay, within a 5-year term, copiers are going to be upgraded. Will they automatically upgrade the copiers?
They will. That keeps you
Under
in
the
the
same
latest technology.
contract?
Correct, I'm sorry. That keeps you in the latest technology without any upfront cost.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion? I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Kirby? Yes. Lewis? Yes. Mitchell?
Yes.
Moon? Yes. Samples? The motion's passed.
Thank you, Teresa. Next items on the agenda is the minutes. These minutes y'all have in your packet, and they need approval. Do I have a motion? Have a motion, do I have a second? I'll ask for a voice vote. All those in favor of accepting the minutes, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Item F, finance, increases, decreases. Item F1A, Circuit Court Clerk Fund 101. Data, go ahead. Okay, have a motion. Do I have a second? Yes. Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Kirby? Yes. Lewis? Yes. Mitchell?
Yes.
Moon?
Yes.
Samples? Yes. The motion's passed.
Item F1B, Victim Assistance Fund 101. The $30,000 year-end estimates. Do I have a motion to move it on? Do I have a second? Second. Any discussion or questions? I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Kirby? Yes. Lewis? Yes. Mitchell?
Yes.
Moon? Samples? Yes. The motion's passed.
Item F1C, School Funds 141, $10,063 computer grant. Troy's not going to be here for this. Do I have a motion to pass this on? Do I have a second?
I'll second, Mr. Chairman, but I noticed there's approved by Board of Education 5/8/14. Today is the 10th day of May.
Do I have a motion and a second? Now I open it up for discussion. Does anybody have an answer for what Commissioner Moon's question was there on his?
Stamped at the bottom. Approved by Board of Education 5/8/14.
This is all just a state grant. All the expenses from this will be reimbursed by a state grant, so that won't require any county funding.
How can it be approved by the Board of Education by 5/8/14?
It's the same, it's a state grant, so I'm assuming that they,
As Commissioner Moon said, 5/8/14 hadn't got here yet.
I think he's anticipating that it will go to their board on the 8th, rather than have to wait another month to bring it back.
Modified.
Always had a policy not to approve it if it wasn't approved by the board.
I'd like to be accommodative, but I think they could just please strike, or maybe replace that. We'll go to the Board of Education on 5/8/14. I hate to vote on something that's already been approved in the future.
Can we amend that and change that date if it was submitted by? Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do we have the?
I believe I'm correct when I say this, we don't put the stamp or the date on it. And I think you could either put subject to Board of Education approval, or we can strike that and just consider it on its own merits. Yeah, that would be an option.
Have they met on this, or is this just an error?
I don't know.
When's the next school board?
The 8th? The 8th.
I think the meeting is on the 8th.
I like your idea, Mike.
Mr. Chairman, if we could just strike approved by the school board 5/8/14, if we could just strike that, I could see my way clear to vote in favor of this resolution.
I would amend this resolution, the motion, to read that it is subject to approval of the Board of Education on 5/8/14. That's my amendment.
I'll second the amendment.
Are we Okay, we vote on the amendment.
Question,
Go ahead.
for them to go out for this grant, the school board had to approve for them to go out for this grant. This is the grant. Right?
Yes.
So the school board had to approve for Troy and them to go out for this grant.
Still have to.
So if they approved to go out for the grant, but they still got approved, you know,
But there's nothing that
to
tells
take
us
it back
they gotta
up
do
there.
it once they get it. There's nothing tells us they approve it.
So we got amendment on the floor to change what?
To make it subject to their approval on the ag.
I'll go along with that.
Okay. We have a motion and a second on the amendment. We'll do a roll call vote on the amendment.
Kirby?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
Mitchell?
No.
Moon?
Yes,
Samples?
Yes.
The motion's passed.
Okay. Now we have a motion with an amendment. Do I have a,
it's already on the floor,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
do we have any discussion on that? No discussion. I'll ask for a roll call vote for this, the amended motion.
Kirby?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
Mitchell?
No.
Moon?
Yes,
Samples?
Yes.
The motion's passed.
Okay. The next item, F1D, is the school fund 141, 47,531 on energy efficient school grant.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we send that on with the same change, subject to approval by the school board on 5/8/14.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
This is all 100% state money? Yes. No matching?
Correct.
Okay, I'll ask for a roll call vote.
Kirby?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
Mitchell?
No.
Moon?
Yes,
Samples?
Yes.
The motion's passed.
Okay. Now into the transfers, F2A Circuit Court. Do I have a motion to pass Circuit Court 6,892 judicial commissioners on the money on the judicial commissioners? Do I have a motion?
Got a motion. Second.
And have a second. Now, any discussion? No discussion. I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Kirby?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
Mitchell?
Yes.
Moon?
yes,
Samples?
Yes.
The motion's passed.
Item F2B, maintenance, 28,600 on HVAC units. Have a motion to pass this on to the commission.
so moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Location of the unit's operations center, excuse me.
Okay. Yes. Damon's here.
Is this where the lightning one goes, please? Burn those? Did the lightning, that storm, is that what?
No, we have 4 units at the operations center that breached the heat exchanger during the wintertime, so they were taken out of service.
Okay.
They're older units, they're about 30 years old.
Okay. Thank you. Is there any other discussion? I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Kirby? Lewis?
Yes.
Mitchell?
Yes.
Moon?
Yes,
Samples?
Yes.
The motion's passed.
Item F2C, property assessor, 25,462 to reclass to finish the year.
move approval, Mr. Chairman, to send on the agenda committee.
Have a motion. Do I have a second? Okay, now do we have discussion? Any questions?
Was this, did we only transfer part of that money, Randy, or why we ended up short?
If this is what I think it is, this is money that we're moving from the reappraisal budget up to the regular property assessor budget.
It's already in the budget. We're making a request for transfer.
Yes.
Okay, I'll have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? I'll ask for roll call vote, please.
Kirby? Lewis? Mitchell?
Yes.
Moon?
Yes?
Samples? The motion's passed.
Okay, next, item G. These are for-
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I move that we recess until 12 noon Thursday, May 8th.
Okay.
Second.
Is that a motion?
Made a motion.
Do
to
I have a
recess.
second? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on that?
Can we consider items not on the agenda before we do that?
Yes, we can. Let's withdraw the okay. We're gonna go ahead and do the items not on the agenda, input items not on the agenda. Okay, Randy?
I think everybody is familiar with the Form CT-0253. When we did the refinancing back in, we started and got your approval last September, we were just notified that we didn't complete the form as the state expected. And I sent each of you all a copy of it personally, and then we have discussed it on at least 2 occasions in public meetings. But the state's requirement is on page 404 that we note the date that it was submitted to the governing body. So just so we don't slip through the cracks and do anything inappropriate, if I could ask you all to include this to be sent on to the agenda committee tomorrow night, and it would go into the packet, which I guess is the official document of the county, so that we can at least check that box for the state. We were just made aware of this about 30 minutes ago before the meeting started, and I apologize for that. I thought when I personally sent stuff to you that satisfied and met the letter of the law. And it may meet the letter of the law, but it didn't check a box, so I apologize.
Okay. Do I have a motion to send this on to the commission? Okay. A motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion?
It will be everything that you have in front of you that will be included in the packet. There's 3 different documents here.
We're going just for a date, right, Randy? Get it dated.
Yes, and then if anybody's got any questions they want to ask during the
It's already
meeting,
been-
I can address those. But
It's already been approved and everything.
all the
Just didn't-
disclosure, everything has already been compiled. It has been disclosed to the body as a whole. It just needs this technicality addressed.
Any other discussion? I'll ask for roll call vote.
Kirby? Yes. Lewis? Yes. Mitchell?
Yes.
Moon? Yes. Samples? The motion's passed.
We'll now revisit your,
I move that we recess until 12 noon Thursday, May the 8th, 2014.
I have a motion to recess until Thursday. Yes. Point of order, no. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and do a roll call vote on the recess until Thursday.
Kirby? Yes. Lewis? Yes. Mitchell?
Yes.
Moon?
Yes?
Samples? The motion's passed.
I'll now entertain a motion to adjourn.
We're already in recess.
Oh,